Hello. Welcome to another episode of
the
Shelby and Harland Investigate Things.
This week's episode, we are going to be focusing on a movie review
of the
irresponsible movie Black Widow. Indeed. Yeah. But before we get to that, let's take a look at this week's movie quote of the week.
Would you like anything?
That's honestly the best line of the whole film. I mean, when someone says, what's the iconic line from Titanic, it is the line that Billy's character says. I don't know if that's his name. That character says when he is talking to the old lady, he says, would you like anything?
And speaking of people dying because they can't swim, that brings up this week's sponsor. This flotation device I found in the dumpster. You know, this would have saved Jack if he would have just blown this up quick. Would have had a flotation device too. Who would ever throw something like this out?
I saw that at the Dollar General, in fact, before it was in the ditch. And so that's $1 in her pocket. And that's why it's this week's sponsor. But guess what, Harlan?
What?
I have another sponsor for us this week.
Oh. Okay.
The little girls next door gave me a free glass of their quality lemonade so I can quench my thirst.
Let's try that.
It's fresh. Powdery, just as I like it.
Fresh lemons, that means.
So, go see Tiffany and Stacy next door if you want to go ahead and load up on some really sugary lemonade.
And hit up your neighborhood dumpster.
For your treasured needs. Now, let's get back to the movie. Okay, this film. If you were to describe this film using 3 words, what would you say?
Well, I would have to go with, did not watch. And by that, I meant it was great!
Yes, he did watch it, which was his only assignment for our show this week.
Which is why I watched it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's start with the star of the show, Scarlett Johansson, a relatively unknown actress in the world.
And self-proclaimed spider.
Yeah, that's true. Black Widow. Really unknown actress. She's really only had a few credits to her name up to this point. The highlight being Home Alone 3, where she plays the older sister, and his personal favorite,
My Brother the Pig.
She even gets to hold the pig. Imagine coming out of nowhere to be in a movie like Black Widow.
Let's start with the movie Synopsis. Let's start with the movie Summary.
Okay, so basically, this unknown actress, I'm going to say her name again just so you know who I'm talking about, Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson plays the Black Widow spider. Now, she goes through a lot of fight scenes for no apparent reason, is kind of running from place to place. There's strange characters coming after her. All in all, where do we even start with this film? It's just, not only is it irresponsible, it's just,
cool.
And not responsible.
Yeah.
You don't just have to take my word for it on this one, because you're going to actually get to hear from Mom! Turn off the vacuum, Mom! Mom! I'm filming my video! Mom! You're actually going to hear from an expert movie critic first.
And I must say, I agree with everything they're about to say.
Boy, I'm sure glad that expert could weigh in. Harlan, you got...
Oh!
Let's talk about why this movie has so many issues.
Let's...
As a student of science, yes, I am.
Yeah.
I found it downright unethical. The falsities that they're presenting
So many falsities.
about spiders.
Mm-hmm.
And they're simply not true.
Not true.
Where do we even start? All right. How about the fact that
Spiders can't swim.
yes, and we very clearly see that character in the water. Not flailing and drowning. No, not even that. She is walking straight through it. Not phased at all.
Nope. Spreading misinformation much?
Yes.
Surprise Facebook didn't take that down.
How about the fact that she's supposed to be venomous?
Spiders are venomous! Where's the venom?
Yeah, no venom there.
Nope. Also, I'd like to point out that she has how many legs? 2. Spiders have 8. 8 legs.
She had 2 legs. That was honestly very frustrating for me. And besides the fact that Black Widow spiders are apparently cannibals when they're in love. And this movie very clearly shows a Black Widow spider falling in love and not eating his corpse. I was very disappointed by this. I was expecting there to be a cannibalism scene, and I was really looking forward to it. I bought extra popcorn for just such an occasion.
I would have loved to see some cannibalism here, too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd also just like to mention bite marks.
I saw none. I saw none in
Not
the entire
a
thing.
single bite mark to be seen. None.
It's frustrating because I think about
It's okay.
those poor students who are in high school.
I know.
Taking tests. They're likely taking a test right now
On Black Widow spiders.
Black Widow spiders, and they head out to the movie theater to further enhance their learning.
Exactly.
And they come out with these horrible
misinformation things.
I know. It is very frustrating. I feel very sorry for them. I actually spoke to my high school biology teacher about this. And I said, Mr. Bennis. And he said, what are you doing here? You're 30 years old. And I said, Mr. Bennis, how do you feel about Black Widow giving misinformation about spiders? And he he didn't really have time to answer. I was being removed from the classroom. They were in the middle of a test. But I could tell he agreed with me on that one.
Now it's time for our overall rating of the show. And since it was festering with infestations of incorrectness, we have to give it 2 brownie faces.
I hope you're seeing in Home Alone 7 instead of further providing misinformation for science students out there.
And I hope you get eaten by another spider. Cannibalism.
Also, thanks for tuning in. We hope you'll enjoy this, and comment down below with your favorite
Social Security number.
Mine is 7.
Me too.
Subscribe.